Hey, everybody, welcome to Review with Me, your review guide of shows, movies, and everything in between. Be sure to click the like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get on with this review. Hello, hello. We are back and we are black. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get into it. I am your girl Maxine, and we're going to review King's Court season 1. Yes, episode 6. Okay, and this episode is called King's Council. King's Council. So we start off with Janae being snippy as heck, snippy and insecure, really, towards Jennifer. She still feels like Jennifer is somewhat of a threat, and she feels like Jennifer is this undercover threat, meaning she presents herself to be this kind and docile type of woman, but underneath it all, she's really out to get her. And Jennifer's wondering if Carlos knows the mean side of Janae. And I think Carlos, he's so locked in with Janae that ain't no way he could even imagine or just think, dream of Janae looking or appearing or behaving mean. He's been locked in with her since day one. So I think that he's going to go with Janae to the end. And then however it plays out is how it plays out. I hope there's a reunion episode, but we'll see. So we learned that Felicia was previously engaged, but her ex didn't want kids anymore. So she left. And she's worried that she may make the same mistake with Tyson because she wants to move forward with intention, apparently. And even though Tyson, he's not like Thaddeus. Tyson is not opposed. He actually wants to have kids, Tyson says, but I feel like Tyson's a joke. And I think he knows he's a joke, but he doesn't really want to admit that he's a joke. You know what I mean? I think that's how Tyson is. So the main event for this episode is for the ladies to meet the council of these kings, meaning their friends, their family, their loved ones. So Sarah, she meets Tyson's best friend. And this best friend, now I know Tyson Beckford, he's denied rumors of being gay or undercover, DL, all that stuff. But you know, let me just keep that to myself. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, sometimes when you're a straight man and your best friend is, I don't know if he is gay, but the appearance definitely gave gay. You wonder how y'all became best friends, you know? I'm very much of the belief of birds of a feather flock together. I really do. Whether that's ignorant or not, it is true. And I know we live in a day and age, we don't like to admit that. It's true. Nonetheless, Sarah meets Tyson's best friend and she lies and puts on this representative talking about she's fine whenever Tyson gets attention from other women because the best friend asked her, Tyson Beckford, he's a very well liked male figure in the industry and he gets a lot of love from women. How do you feel about that? She's trying to act like she's good. She wants Tyson to be himself. Sarah, please. Sarah, you was having a whole pissy fit when Felicia called him my man, my man. Idlewise, talking about, first of all, I don't want to offend her with her name because that speaks to her culture, her heritage, right? Her parents, her grandparents, her great great grandparents. But Pennywise, please. Pennywise, please. She admits to being a runner, a track star. So whenever things gets rough in a relationship, she is quick to bounce. And When she said this, I was like, girl, you said too much. You gotta stop being too honest with these niggas. That's the verdict. You have to stop. You have to. Okay. She was too honest too quick. She should have been locked in with someone first before she even revealed any level of running that she may have done in the past. So Kalila, is that her name? Kalila, she meets Thaddeus's best friends. One of them is a male, one of them is a woman. I'm already pissed because what are you doing having a female best friend, huh? Are we five? We learned that this is not just a regular female best friend. Apparently, not apparently, but we learn that they used to not only date, but they were engaged to be married, to have a life and a future with each other. But it didn't work out. I wonder why. I wonder why. And actually, she is still a part of his life, obviously, as a best friend, as we just learned, but also she helps raise his kids while he was out there wrestling. I mean, I understand it takes a village, but where was the mom or mothers of these children? Why is your ex fiance helping you raise someone else's kids or that you had with someone else? But okay. Immediately, she had a poker face. Kalia, she had a poker face. This was her face, y'all. Let me show y'all this image right here. This video playing in the background. This is the ex fiance, now best friend of Thaddeus. She's telling Kalia, yeah, me and Thaddeus, we used to be engaged. Kalia is like, okay. Girl, I'm pissed for you. I'm pissed for you. But what's interesting, I'm gonna pause this video. Let me pause it right where Kalia's face is like, huh? Right here. Her performative face. I'm pissed for her, but I'm pissed because in this moment and during the confessional, we see Thaddeus, he's trying to sniff Kalia's, my bad. He's trying to sniff her, as in trying to see what's gonna ruffle her feathers, what's gonna make her unkept, right? What's gonna shake her up? Because he feels Kalia is too poised. He feels she is too put together, and he's not seeing the real her. He, in fact, in this moment said that she had a bad poker face because he could kind of sniff this representative off of her and see that she was disturbed by this revelation. We get to Tyson. He's talking about, so he's having Felicia meet his best friend. And he mentioned how he told Felicia to wear her hair in a ponytail because he wanted her to wear her hair in a ponytail. I'm sorry, what? Huh? You want me to do what? Child. I don't like when men tell women how to wear their hair. I'm really against that. It's one thing to compliment my hair in whatever style that it's in, but to request how I should wear my hair? What? I'm sorry, what? I don't like it. We get to Demi. Demi, the Nigerian woman. There's a video. Let me see if I can find an image. But there was a post I saw of her. She's asked whether, like, what about Tyson do you like? No, what about Thaddeus do you like? And all she said was she likes the way he looks at her. She likes the way he looks at her. Okay. And then this was Thaddeus's response, like, okay. She definitely fumbled the bag. Let me see if I can find it's in here. There we go. This is Demi. And so she said that. And that definitely just, spoiler alert, she got eliminated for that. Because, girl, what? Was she even trying? Demetra's talking about how she feels like she may be compromising on wanting kids because Thaddeus, he does not want any more kids. He is all set with having more kids. Was it last episode that we talked about the reason why? So again, his reasoning is he has the amount of kids that he wants and needs, or that he wanted and needed, and um he already got the snip. So he's pretty much good. He's good on that front. But Denitra, she cannot compromise on that, as she shouldn't. And she ultimately got eliminated as well. Jennifer interrupts Carlos and Janae and says she always knows the right things to say, apparently. Like whenever she's speaking to Carlos, she speaks in a ethereal type of way, very like, you could do whatever you want to do. You're in charge of your life. You could do whatever you want to do. And Tyson Beckford is actually smitten by her as well. Even though she was not the one who was placed in this competition as his perfect match, he is still trying to pursue her. Trevor, his best friend, is saying how he feels there is only a sexual chemistry between Tyson and Felicia. But he does sense that there can be something growing between Tyson and Jennifer. But here's the thing with Jennifer. I don't think Jennifer is here for it for real. I don't think she's here to see any of these niggas. I really don't. I think she's here to ruffle feathers. I think she's here to ruffle Janae's feathers in particular, because she knows and she could see. It's very clear how much Janae is smitten and locked in with Carlos. So she wants to see how can she kind of put in a wedge there. There's a thrill that some women, and your girl knows, have when it comes to seeing something growing or happy over there. Let me see how I can break that shit up. That's Jennifer. That's Jennifer. Okay. Thaddeus says that he has a tendency, or he has a pattern in which he falls in love too quickly. Like he calls himself daddy, and he sees it as, look, you should be in love with me after 2 days. Hello? Because I'm daddy. Hello? Of course you should be in love with me. And honestly, I fucks with that. But I'm trying to turn it over a new leaf. I am, because I feel like when it comes to dating, because I'm back in the streets. Okay, yes, maybe that's a story time for another story time, but I'm back in these streets, and I don't want to anymore put all my eggs in one basket. I don't want to immediately just jump into something and then I'm locked in for the next 2 to 3 years, right? I want to date around. Doesn't mean fuck around. It just means get to know multiple people and see what you got going on. I know what that is means here when it comes to falling in love quickly, because you get so caught up in the lust, right? Because oftentimes it is lust. And maybe it could be love, maybe it's a strong infatuation. Nonetheless, these intense feelings come about, and you think, okay, this is my person, this is the one, this is the one. And then you commit to it after a while, and you're committed, and then after a while you realize, oh, this is, maybe I rushed into things. Maybe I should have slowed my horses. And this is the advice that Thaddeus is trying to receive from his best friends. They're telling him, like, look, maybe you shouldn't go about this way and this way anymore. Carlos's brother thinks he should explore more with Jennifer. He feels like Jennifer um is someone who can be serious. Um he also feels like Janae is someone you have to build confidence in. Like she's not already secure in who she is and what they got going on. So there's this talent show that takes place later on in this episode. Janae says she has no talent. Janae, at this point, I feel like Janae lacks a personality outside of I like Carlos. That's what I feel about Janae. I feel like Janae is so locked into this man that there is no outside. There is no like, let me have fun, let me hang out, let me show him what I like. What else about you, Janae? Like, what do you do for fun? Is all that you do for fun is staring and locking eyes at Carlos? I think had Carlos really paid attention to what she said about she has no talent, and maybe she was being funny, but I don't think that's funny. I feel like that's just a turnoff. Like, what? You can't dance, you can't sing, you can't pop, lock, and drop it. Like, girl, what? Otherwise, she dances and does this whole like impersonation, pretty funny. Demi does slam poetry. We have a couple of bodybuilders in the house with Denitra and Ariel. And we have Allison, who's an opera singer. And then some of the girls were backup dancers in red. I think Jennifer was one of the backup dancers. I think at the very least, Janae could have played a role as a backup dancer. She could have done something. We see a scene between Jennifer and Carlos. They're making waffles together. He tells her that whenever you speak, you really sound wise. You're really wise. But again, Janae feels like Jennifer is sneaky. Jennifer asked him a question like, is monogamy important to you? And Carlos gives his very buttoned up answer because we know from what was revealed on the show that Carlos's past marriages failed because of his infidelity. So I think Carlos is very meticulous in how he responds to questions like this, because he doesn't want to give the impression that he is still about that past life of his. But I think Jennifer, she was kind of giving me the impression that she's not all the way for monogamy. And I think she was posing this question to garner more points on Carlos's end in her favor. Like, oh, maybe if he sees that I'm very open and I'm open to poly and all these things, he'll pick me. That was my impression. Did y'all get that? I felt like, because why are you asking how do you feel about monogamy? And then her response afterwards was kind of like, I don't know what she said afterwards, but she never said afterwards emphatically that she really is about a commitment and one man, one woman type of thing. She's all about a cerebral connection, which I respect, but that could be a play on as long as we're connected cerebrally, right? Cerebrally. As long as we're connected here, I don't care if you flirt or have sex with other women. I feel like that's what she was getting at, y'all. That was my impression. That was my impression. Jen is lusting after Tyson, and she feels like she has two options because obviously Tyson is into her and Carlos is kind of into her. And yes, they were matched as the perfect match by the expert. But she sees Carlos as a green salad with salmon and light dressing. While with Tyson Beckford, she sees him as this juicy burger, not just a juicy burger, but the juiciest burger with everything on it: mushroom, red onion, cheese, cheddar cheese, jalapeno cheese. She wants that Tyson Beckford. We get to the scene between Kalia and Thaddeus. And she's telling him how she now has clarity. He says, clarity on what? That you're my husband. When I tell you, you go after what you want and you make it plain. Hello? But this is what Thaddeus wants. This is what he wants. Like, he wants his person, his lady, to fall in love with him after 2 days. Because what else? What are we talking about? So him being stunned to speak, maybe he hasn't met a woman who was that forward and that serious with this claim. But I'm not mad at it. I think especially with them being at their particular age, right? We're dating with intention. We're dating with clarity. And God revealed to me that you're my husband. So until you get that vision, until you get it together, until you get that confirmation from God, just know that I know that you're my husband. Okay? But she said it with a lot of sincerity. She said she made a vision board, and it's been confirmed that Thaddeus is her husband. And she says God has to speak to his heart. God has to speak to Thaddeus' heart for him to know. Yo, I mean, look, I love it. I love it. When you know, you know. So again, we get to the elimination dinner. Like I said, Demi and Denitra, they're eliminated. Kalaya and Idolwise were part of the elimination dinner, but they remain in the house. Kalaya actually ends up being, or Kalia, my bad. I don't know how you say her name. She actually gets upset. And she is pissed that she got to the elimination dinner. She feels like she's pushed to talk to the other guys if Thaddeus builds a wall between them, which I feel like, girl, ain't nobody else checking for you. Thaddeus is your only option, so you better lock in. And that's it, y'all. That is it. Let me know what you think about this episode. What are your thoughts with Kalaya in particular? Do you feel like it's too forward to say, yeah, God told me you're my husband? Let it, and it is so. It is so. It is so. Let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.